Welcome everyone to our Interfaith Prayer and discussion. This is a weekly event. This is event number 171. The purpose of this forum is to foster the devotional character of our society and to bring understanding among the friends of different religions that there is a common foundation for all the religions, and the source of all the religion is one. And thereby we collectively as a group try to remove the religious prejudices that is persisting in the world, which is one of the serious hurdles to achieve unity and peace. And I think we are, as a group, we are understanding this much better, and probably in our conversations with our friends and neighbors, we may spread this idea of the religious harmony, the oneness of religion. And as usual, it is in Australia, we honor the indigenous people in the land, and we thank the indigenous people for their generosity, kindness, and love and patience that they have displayed for us to live here and enjoy this land, while in a way that they are deprived of their rights and their languages and cultures and spirituality is not given due recognition. And I ask Tracy, who is one of the strongest supporters of this interfaith forum, as well as he is active member of a Women's Reconciliation Network, which is trying to foster understanding among the mainstream people, the rights or the nobility of indigenous people. I request her to honor the indigenous people in the land. Tracy.
Thank you, Siva. You did a pretty good job just then, actually. But I always like to remember that, I'm on Warramai land, and I'm very grateful for that. And the Warramai people have actually really have been able to resist losing a lot of their culture and language. But at the same time, they embrace modern world's opportunities so that they really keep their strong roots, which is an amazing miracle that after, tens of thousands of generations to pass on their commission from God. They may call it God different names, but it's the same sentiment that we have a responsibility to be part of the renewal and the repair and the love of the land, the waters, the air, the sky, to know them, to love them, to understand their cycles, and to be part of that ecosystem in a respectful way. And God has given them that job. And we can learn a lot from their more holistic worldview, which is very inclusive. and that the sun shines on everybody. So I want to pay my respects to all the different tribes and groups in this continent of Australia, and especially where any of us are tonight, that yes, we should be grateful and be respectful that they have shown resilience and they are regrouping their culture to be able to teach people how to live more deeply with the creation. Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy. Now we will go into the devotional part. Please mute your mic unless you are going to read.
अथ षोडशोऽध्यायः श्रीभगवानुवाच अभयं सत्त्वसंशुद्धिः ज्ञानयोगव्यवस्थितिः दानं दमश्च यज्ञश्च स्वाध्यायस्तप आर्जवम् अहिंसा सत्यमक्रोधः त्यागः शान्तिरपैशुनम् दयाभूतेष्वलोलुप्त्वम् मार्दवम् ह्रीरचापलम् तेजक्षमा धृतिः शौचम् अद्रोहो नातिमानिता भवन्ति सम्पदम् दैवीम् अभिजातस्य भारत
I pray, let your anger and your fury be turned away from your city, Jerusalem, your holy mountain, because for our sins and for the iniquities of our fathers, Jerusalem and your people are a reproach to all those around us now. Therefore, our God, hear the prayer of your servant and his supplications, and for the Lord's sake, cause your face to shine on your sanctuary, which is desolate. Oh my God, incline your ear and hear. Open your eyes and see our desolations, and the city which is called by your name. our supplications before you, because of our righteous deeds, but because of your great mercies. Oh Lord, hear, oh Lord, forgive. Oh Lord, listen and act. Do not delay, for your own sake, my God, for your city. And your people are called by your name. Oh Lord, hear. Oh Lord, forgive. Oh Lord, listen and act. Oh Lord, hear. Oh Lord, forgive. Oh Lord, listen and act.
O Lord, thou possessor of infinite mercy, O Lord of forgiveness and pardon, forgive our sins, pardon our shortcomings, and cause us to turn to the kingdom of thy clemency, invoking the kingdom of might and power, humble at thy shrine, and submissive before the glory of thine evidences. O Lord God, make us as waves of the sea, as flowers of the garden, united, agreed through the bounties of thy love. O Lord, dilate the breasts through the signs of thy oneness, and make all mankind as stars shining from the same height of glory, as perfect fruits growing upon thy tree of life. Verily, thou art the Almighty, the self-subsistent, the giver, the forgiving, the pardoner, the omniscient, the one creator. Abdu'l-Baha.
Of the sin against God, thou art atonement. Of the sin against mankind, thou art atonement. For sin against the fathers, thou atonest. Of the sin against oneself, thou art atonement. Of every sort of sin, thou art atonement. The sin that I have knowingly committed, and that unawares I have committed, of all that wickedness, thou art atonement. O endowed, transcendent One, I myself and others request that you cleanse wrongs and hindrances from all sentient beings and purify every weakened and broken sacred word of honor, Hinduism.
O Son of Man, the true lover yearneth for tribulation, even at those, the rebel for forgiveness, and the sinful for mercy. O Son of Man, breathe not the sins of others so long as thou art thyself a sinner. Shouldst thou transgress this command, accursed wouldst thou be, and to this I bear witness. O oppressor on earth, withdraw your hands from tyranny, for I have pledged myself not to forgive any man's injustice. This is my covenant which I have irrevocably decreed in the preserved tablet and sealed with my seal. Baha'i Scripture.
A religious student who retains what he has learned, who finds pleasure in the fulfillment of the law, who keeps the rules of studentship, who is upright and forgiving, attains perfection. The one who strikes others is not a hermit. One is not an ascetic who insults others. Not to blame, not to strike, to live restrained under the law, to be moderate in eating, to live alone, to practice the highest consciousness. This is the teaching of the awakened ones. Let us live in joy, not hating those who hate us. Among those who hate us, we live free of hate. Let us live in joy, free from greed among the greedy. Among those who are greedy, we live free of greed. Let us live in joy. Though we possess nothing, let us live feeding on joy like the bright gods. Buddhist scriptures.
If we say that we have no sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us. If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. Christianity. If thou, Lord, shouldest mark iniquities, O Lord, who shall stand? But there is forgiveness with thee, that thou mayest be feared. I wait for the Lord, my soul doth wait, and his word do I hope. Judaism.
Allah beckons by his grace to the garden of bliss and forgiveness, and makes his signs clear to mankind, that he may celebrate his praise. The believers are nothing else than brothers in Islam. So make reconciliation between your brothers and fear Allah, that you may receive mercy. O mankind, we created you from male and female, and made you into nations and tribes, that ye may know each other, not that ye may despise each other. Verily, the most honored of you in the sight of Allah is he who is the most righteous of you, and Allah has full knowledge and is fully informed. Islamic scriptures.
That person I told you is actually
It is also recorded in the Gospel according to St. Luke that on a certain day Jesus passed by a Jew who was sick of palsy and lay upon a couch. When the Jew saw him, he recognized him and cried out for his help. Jesus said unto him, Arise from thy bed, thy sins are forgiven thee. Certain of the Jews stand by, protesting, saying, Who can forgive sins but God alone? And immediately he perceived their thoughts. Jesus answering said unto them, Whether is it easier to say to the sick of the palsy, Arise and take up thy bed and walk, or to say, Thy sins are forgiven thee, that ye may know that the Son of Man had power on earth to forgive sins. This is the real sovereignty, and such is the power of God's chosen ones. All these things which we have repeatedly mentioned, and the details of which we have cited from diverse sources, have no other purpose but to enable thee to grasp the meaning of the allusions in the utterances of the chosen ones of God, lest certain of these utterances cause thy feet to falter and thy heart to be dismayed. Baha'i Scriptures.
O children of men, if you believe in the one true God, follow me. This most great remembrance of God sent forth by your Lord, that he may graciously forgive you your sins. Verily, he is forgiving and compassionate toward the concourse of the faithful. We of a truth choose the messengers through the potency of our word, and we exalt their offspring, some over others, through the great remembrance of God as decreed in the book and concealed therein. Baha'i Scriptures.
Forgive me, oh my Lord, for every mention but the mention of thee, for every praise but the praise of thee, for every delight but delight in thy nearness. But the pleasure of communion with thee, for every joy, but the joy of thy love and of thy good pleasure. Pertaining unto me, which bear no relationship unto thee, O thou who art the Lord of lords, he who provideth the means and unlocketh the doors, O thou who art the Lord of lords, he who provideth the means enemies, and locketh the door.
I hope you enjoyed this devotional part. The theme was on forgiveness. I think if we practice forgiveness as God forgive us, we can achieve peace in the world very soon. Now we go to the next part, which is the presentation. Today we have Mr. Abhishek Suri. He didn't give much information about him, but he's from India and he's living in Australia for the last 10 years. And he started practicing this Falun Dafa for the last 8 years or so. I actually went to a meeting where Catherine is actively involved, and also Tracy in the past must have been involved, Universal Peace Foundation. There I met a Chinese lady by the name Jenny. She invited us to the Chinese New Year celebration. And there I asked some of the friends to give a presentation at our interfaith meeting. But Abhi was not there, but they recommended Abhi to give the presentation. So I invite Abhi to give his presentation, and if anyone like to ask him questions about himself and about the presentation, after the presentation, you are welcome to do. Before we go into this, I just want to remind ourselves that when we are having this question and answers and discussion, to bear this in mind, that we are, as a group, we are collectively trying to understand each other, the religions, and trying to do something in the world, good in the world. And this particular statement from the Universal House of Justice, which is the supreme administrative body of the Baha'i faith, I felt that is very pertinent to guide us how we should conduct ourselves. It says, whether through deeds or words, the merit of your every contribution to social well-being lies first in your resolute commitment to discover that precious point of unity where contrasting perspectives overlap and around which contending peoples can coalesce. So everyone, when they speak, they believe what they understand, and what they say is right. That's why they say so. And we have different understandings of the same topic, but if you are trying to do something good, then the merit of what we say and do lies in discovering the precious point of unity among the different perspectives that is being. So with that in our mind, I hand over to Abhi to give his presentation. Welcome, Abhi.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for inviting. This is my first. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, this is my first time actually presenting. Personally, a little bit anxious, and so I'll just put the presentation on. Let me know if you can't hear or anything. So I'm giving the presentation for Falun Dafa, the introduction. Falun Dafa is, sorry, the voice is a bit loud on my ears. Okay. Falun Dafa is an ancient meditation practice that brings about inner peace and higher level of awareness while also greatly benefiting your physical well-being. People who practice Falun Dafa often find it to be life-changing. Many experience dramatic health benefits as well as newfound energy, mental clarity, and stress relief. Falun Dafa goes by the principles of truthfulness, compassion, forbearance. That's whatever we do in our daily practice, we apply these principles as much as we can. Okay, why am I here today? Stress, work pressure, demanding family needs, uncertain future, low immunity, medicines do not help, spiritual seeking. I'll play a small little video over here. What is Falun Dafa? Okay, just pause. Okay, just play a little video over here. Okay, just it's the video is available on YouTube also. So everybody can hear?
No, you have to. Can you play the? You have to play the video.
So you can hear the music?
No, you have to play the video, but you have to tick with the sound at the beginning before you share.
Share sound.
Okay.
You have to go out and then come back and share with sound tick on.
Can you hear?
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we could hear something, yes.
Oh, you could hear it. Okay.
So,
let's share sound.
This.
How about now?
That improves mental and physical wellness through physical exercises.
Yes.
Falun Dafa, also known as Falun Gong, is an advanced self-cultivation practice that improves mental and physical wellness through physical exercises and the development of one's character. In China, cultivation practices have a history of thousands of years and form the spiritual foundation of Chinese civilization. In 1992, Falun Dafa was introduced to the public by Master Li Hongzhi. The practice quickly spread because of its profound principles and proven health benefits. By 1999, with over 100 million practitioners, Falun Dafa had grown to become the largest practice of its kind in China and around the world. Traditional Chinese medicine focuses on energy channels and believes that the health of the body is related to the health of the mind. Falun Dafa cultivates mind and body simultaneously, improving the body's natural immunity.
I had a very, very bad immune system. I was sick all the time. And I came to the practice for spiritual reasons, but I immediately stopped getting sick. I kept thinking, why am I not getting sick? I kept saying, what's wrong? As a matter of fact, I go to parties now, and they used to say, oh, give the sick babies to Jeannie. She never gets sick.
I feel an energy in my body that's very subtle and hard to describe, but it feels very good. I could have very little sleep and I'll feel awakened, but not like a coffee energetic, like a very calm and collected energy. And that 1 hour it can feel like a day, and then I'm refreshed and ready to go.
So before I practiced Falun Gong, when I got scolded by my boss or supervisor, I was very annoyed, and immediately I would complain about others, or felt it wasn't fair. But after I started practicing, the biggest lesson I learned was looking inside and always find something to improve within myself.
If I didn't like something that another person did, I would think about, oh, I don't like that. I don't like that that person does that. And I realized that it was having a direct effect on my health by having that bad thought about that person. And as soon as I realized that, I changed my thinking so that I wouldn't think about what things I didn't like or liked about other people, and more just how I should be responsible to being a good person and controlling my thinking and quieting my thinking. And then the headaches went away.
The first time I heard about Falun Dafa was actually when I was 12 years old. At the time, I was going through a rebellious stage. I barely talked to my parents. I come home, slam the door. Meditation taught me to look within. I started talking to my parents more. I started respecting them more. So my mother was very happy because, it's like she got her son back.
In 1983, I was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy, which is incurable in Western and Eastern medicine. In February 1998, a friend from China wrote me a letter. She told me that Falun Dafa is a true practice that can improve people's morals as well as physical health. So I began to practice Falun Gong. In 3 months, I totally recovered.
At the core of Falun Dafa are the values of truthfulness, compassion, and forbearance. Falun Dafa teaches that these are the supreme qualities of the universe and takes them to be a guide for daily life and practice.
Well, when I was little, I would stare at night, just sit in my bed and look at the stars and think, why were you here in the first place? Why do you even exist? And most of all, where do you come from? First time I read John Falun, the book on Falun Dafa, I felt a lot of those questions were just immediately answered.
I think the best benefit is the peace of mind. I have incredibly peace of mind. My family certainly has benefited. My husband said to me within a month I was much easier to live with.
Applying truthfulness, compassion, and tolerance to my daily life is the greatest challenge of my life, actually. You would think it's so simple, but therein lies the challenge. But everybody else around you feels it, because you become lighter, you smile a lot more, and you become much more genuine.
It was like I was always searching for something, and it's so easy to think that what we're searching for is outside, whether it's money or clothes or beauty or whatever. And Falun Dafa just provided me with an inner peace that I just feel like whatever happens around me, I'm fine. Like I have these values and principles that I can follow. It's just like a sense of, not security, but inner security and sense of calm and peace, which I didn't have before.
Okay. Just put the speakers back on. Okay, I'll just go back to the slides. So, can you hear me? Okay. Okay. So this is practicing, I think it's just found off as a self-refinement discipline to achieve overall wellness by cultivating both mind and body. Cultivation of mind, the Chinese words are Zhen means truthfulness,
We can't
Shan.
see the slides. We're just seeing the YouTube. We're not seeing your slides.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay. Okay. So that's a slide. Okay, sorry about that. Thanks for that. I appreciate it. Falnafa is a self-refinement discipline to achieve overall wellness by cultivating both mind and body. Cultivation of mind means being honest, kind, and tolerance. It's just like personally, I've been practicing 8-9 years, and it is kind of through my body. It's just automatically whatever I do, I'm just being honest and compassion, kindness, and tolerance. Like somebody is giving me a hard time. Sorry, I forgot to turn off the mobile. Yes. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, cultivation of mind is Jen Chandran, honest, kind, and tolerance, different words. And cultivation of body is like we have got like 5 exercises, really gentle exercises. Again, I'll change to a different screen that so these are the exercises we do in our daily life whenever we have time. There's no direction, or when you want to do it, there's like normal breathing, there's no intention. They are this one is exercise 1, Buddha showing 1,000 hands. They are gentle stretching movements, opens all energy channels in the body when you're stretching the whole body. Through doing this exercise, beginners can acquire energy in a short period of time. The exercise requires all energy channels to be opened up at the outset, enabling practitioners to immediately practice at a high level. So the first exercise is the fundamental foundation. First exercise. Second, this one is Falun standing stance. It depends on your endurance. The longer, the better. It starts from 15 minutes. So like there's 4 movements of exercise 2. It is a still standing exercise composed of 4 wheel holding positions. The whole body will feel relaxed and without feeling any of the fatigue that comes from physical work. Doing the Falun standing stand exercise frequently will help open the entire body, completely enhancing the energy. So that is exercise 2. Exercise 3, penetrating the 2 cosmic extremes. With gentle hand gliding movements, this exercise purifies body using energy from the cosmos. The purpose of this exercise is to mix and merge the universe's energy with the energy inside the body. They're really easy to do. It's just like your hand is moving, your eyes are closed. Once you learn it, of course, when you're learning it, your eyes are open. You can either learn online or you can meet somebody in the person in Sydney. Like I live in Eastwood. I went to the park once and I saw them practicing. Yeah, personally, I learned it at home on my TV. And then while I was walking in the park, that's where I learned it. Sorry, I'm moving a little bit fast. So that's exercise 4, Falun Cosmic Orbit. And this one is also gentle, tracing the hands over the entire body without touching. You're moving your hands slowly. The exercise enables the human body's energy. The exercise enables the human body's energy to circulate over large areas. So this one is exercise 5. This one, you're sitting in a double lotus position. You can sit in a cross-legged position. When I started, as I started 8-9 years back, and I couldn't sit in a double lotus position on the first day. I was sitting only half-legged position. So she's sitting on the picture. She's sitting double lotus. So it took me about 9 months to sit in that position. On the first thought, I thought it was easy, but yeah, it feels a bit more calm. I think the more you do it, you get better. So sitting meditation, it depends on your endurance. I started doing only 5 minutes and then increased in 9 months. I was doing for an hour. And now by touchwood, the max I can do 90 minutes, but still 1 hour is, but it's up to oneself how long you would like to do it. Okay. So moving forward, this is the Falun picture. And this photograph, it's not, I mean, you can see small little Faluns when, so I mean, these guys are doing meditation exercise 5. And these small white globes you see, it's small Faluns, which is not visible to the naked eye. They had a special camera. You can see these, if you can see these white, these globes. Moving forward, they're doing meditation. And this one is a Falun. It's rotating. Oh, you can hear the music in the background? Thank you. So this is the energy field. That's also, you can't see it from the naked eye. It's mostly, I think they used a special camera. And you can see this kind of energy field when he's doing the meditation. Appears in a video. It's not visible as to the naked eye, so I think they had a special camera or video camera. So this one is also the Falun Dafa music. Mostly we listen. Okay, so that's practiced in. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, it's practiced. I mean, the exercise can be learned by watching exercise demonstration by Mr. Lee Hongzi, that is the founder of Falun Dafa. You can go to the website to learn the exercises. It's like 5 gentle moving exercises. And you can look it up on the video and audio section. So, I mean, if you go to the video section, and that's a website, EN mean English, falundafa.org. It's okay, just oops. How does this thing goes out? Yeah, you just go to the website. Okay. Yeah, I think you can just type in Falun Dafa. Okay. And just go to the Falun Dafa. That's a main page, or you can, if you go to the main website, you can see different languages. You can click whichever. So going to the English, you can go to the video section. And so this place, that's teacher is showing you all the exercises. That's how I learned. So it's close to an hour video. It teaches you from really basic, and that's some music files you can download. And yeah, going back to the the slide back. So these are the 5 exercises. Moving forward, you can practice however long you want, anywhere, practicing in any direction. There's no breathing activities or mind activities or any kind of diet control. Health benefits are unlimited: better sleep, improved digestion, urge to let go of addictions. Like for personally, I find some of my weaknesses come on the surface, and like in the past, anger issues or other things. I mean, it's all kind of like notions inside built in. So I think they more come out, and it's just kind of letting go of it slowly. That's normally when I'm driving with my mom, she can say that it's easier for her to sit in my car compared to. So I mean, yeah, I don't. Might be, I think it is the teacher's energy is flowing through me, and these are the other benefits. It releases the stress, increased energy, overcomes anxiety, calms your mind, improves morality, promotes spiritual well-being. I mean, like personally, like I used to have, I remember, I think if I go 8-9 years ago, when I used to have some issues personal, I used to like mostly run home back. And after being like only practicing, I think for a few months, if I'm facing some challenges, I normally these times I just face them rather than, looking for alternatives like coming back home or sharing. So now I just face, yeah. So this is the main book of Falun Gong. It's a good book, and it does also explains the exercises in detail, what happens when your body is doing the exercise. I mean, you're doing the exercises, what's happening inside the body. And it's a first book. When you go to the same website, falundafa.org, if you go to the book section, that's the first one you will see. It's Falun Gong. And the second book, the main book, is Zhuan Falun. And this one is, I think the more you read it, you get to know gives you a clear exposition of humanity, every dimension of material existence, life, and the entire universe. It explains pretty well. And who is a spiritual master guru? His name is Master Li Hongzhi, founder and teacher of Falun Dafa. Falun Dafa in China in 1992, Master Li Hongzhi introduced Falun Dafa to the public for the first time in Changchun, China. And it was in 1992. A lot of people, I think it's the exercise 2 as a fourth movement Master is doing, as you can see on the stage. And that was in 92 that started recognition in China. In 1993, Master Li Hongzhi received the awards: the Most Welcome Qigong Master, Most Advanced Science Award at the Beijing Eastern Health Expo. Falun Dafa around the world. 1996, after teaching for 4 years, Master Li left China to introduce the practice to the rest of the world. And that's Master Li. Falun Dafa around the world. Today, there are more than 10 crore practitioners of different races, genders, ages, occupations, and faiths in more than 100 countries. So this one is in San Francisco, USA, Paris, France, Melbourne, Australia, South America, Mumbai, India. It's in Sri Lanka. Like when I practiced over here, when I started doing 8, 9 years back, I think 6 months later, I went to India. I had the opportunity to go to India. And just out of curiosity, I Googled, if, practicing Falun Dafa where I was living. I was from Punjab. And there was a lady at that time, she was been practicing nearly about 16 years. And I was surprised that I never came across, 16 years back. But it was, so I think while she was there, but mostly in India, I think most people live far, far away. And that's the kids. Recognition around the world, more than 3,000 government awards and proclamations from around the world, nominated 4 times for the Nobel Peace Prize. That's Master Li Hongxi. It's just like, I mean, it's the practice is taught freely. That's back in China, the picture, yeah, that was a while back. It's like word of mouth. People started practicing 7 to 10. There's like 70 to 100 million people practicing Falun Gong in China till 99. That was the figures. That's Chengdu, China, before 1999. People used to come out in the parks and they used to practice together. That's Wuhan, China. And that's Xinjiang, China. That's also 1998. Okay, sorry. Then on July 20th, 1999, because of the people practicing was over, practitioners outnumber the Chinese Communist Party members, 65 million. Fearing its widespread popularity, Jiang Zemin, who was the president at that time of China, launched the persecution of Falun Gong. How is Falun Gong persecuted in China? The Chinese Communist Party has used every means possible to persecute Falun Gong. Those who refused to give up faith were tortured, humiliated, raped, beaten, burned with electric batons, starved, force-fed, and murdered. I mean, it's really hard to believe that it's still happening. I mean, I've seen some documentaries. It's really like Bloody Harvest. I mean, David Mathas and David Kilgore, they are like Canadians. They're not sure, they don't practice Falun Dafa, but they have done their research. And like Ethan Gutman, he wrote the book The Slaughter. He met the people who lives in Canada and around the world. I happen to see Hard to Believe, which is really, I mean, when I came across Dafa and for a few months, I couldn't believe that, like by Touchwood, born in India and living in Australia, I think it's really hard that, these things are still happening. I mean, like in India, like, I mean, even they have an operation or anything, they will first give in anesthetics or, even like when you go to the dentist, they will put some sort of a cotton somewhere to anything they're operating before they give you an injection. And, but they remove their organs. They just go with the machine straight, a live person. They don't give any anesthetics or anything. They just pick up the person. He might be in the prison, and they will just take their organs out and then sell in the black market in China. That's really a massive industry. So how can you help? You can visit faluninfo.net to know more, raise awareness, sign to save NCCP. I mean, you can just click the website and so that's the NCCP website. There's so far it's 4.2 million, I think. And yeah, you can sign it. And it's yeah, still happening. And that's fallen off in India. People practice and they're raising awareness. Yeah, the practice itself is it carries 5 meditation exercises. And that's in schools. And I think companies, unis, the people who practice, they go out, and because it benefits, like for me also, it benefits. I talk to people I met, and it's like before in the past, I used to be shy, even like even to speaking to some Chinese people over here was a challenge. I couldn't even, bring up the courage to speak Falun Dafa. I didn't know that. I came across then by Touchwood a lot of Chinese students, and they were scared because they had families in China, and mostly I think it's only Chinese people, the Chinese Communist Party attacks, and it's only I remember, I think I saw a documentary a while back. It's called Legends Unfolding, and once Falun Gong got banned in I think in 1999, and these people weren't Chinese and they were living outside around the world, Australia, UK, and USA, Europe. And they said it's just like 5 simple exercises, and you're living by the principles of honesty, kindness, and tolerance. And they got together, and then they fly to China, and then in front of Tiananmen Square, they just said, this practice is pretty. There's nothing. We're not doing anything bad or anything, because they weren't Chinese, so they got picked up. Nothing, no beaten, no nothing. They put them on the bus and deported them back to their own countries. If they were Chinese, they could have been, gone. Not even. So it's this is Dr. Utpal Kumar from Kolkata, plastic surgeon. Astonishingly, from the very first I started studying Falun Dafa and doing the exercises, my asthma disappeared like magic, and my allergy symptoms markedly improved. I'm 63 years old, but I feel like I'm 40 since I started Falun Dafa exercises. I haven't taken any medicines. I can walk for long hours without feeling tired. A lot of new hair has sprouted on my bald patch. And this is Ma'am Chitra Devnani, 63, from Bangalore. And sorry, you need to read if you want to. I mean, because I think once you start practicing, I think because of we live by the principles of honesty, kindness, and tolerance, so we don't smoke or drink. So I think I think it's kind of your natural self in a way. Like if you're somebody's giving you a hard time, you don't take it personal, and you just stay composed. And of course, at the same time, as the video said, it's easier to do. I'll just move forward. Hope I'm not taking too much time. So that's Mr. Suman. So I mean, the age is not matter. You can start at age 4, 5, and people been practicing when they are even. There was a lady, I think, or grandma, I think, 90s. She was still practicing. So yeah, I think that's that's still India. Yeah, sorry. Yes, that's there's one last poem to relieve here. Concern by Master Li Hongzhi. I'll just read it. Time passes just as water flows. Human life always involves melancholy. Each and every rebirth, what do we come here for? Each and every lifetime, we have been seeking. I ask the heavens, but the heavens don't speak. I gaze at the moon, my head filled with a fog. Whom should I ask to solve the mystery? The truth can relieve the great concern. In such a troubled time, Rafa is spread. There must be a good reason, Mr. Li Hongsi. I think. Yeah, that's. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
For the introduction about the Falun Dafa. Some of us may have heard about it, and some people may not have heard about it. So we have Ahmad and then Colin. They have questions or comments.
I just want to know what's the difference between Falun Dafa and Falun Dong. The difference between the words.
It's the name is used interchangeably. It's Falun Gong and or called Falun Dafa.
So there's no special reason for it?
No, it's either it's called Falun Dafa or Falun Gong.
Okay, Colin.
Yeah, thank you, Abby. Very interesting. I knew nothing about this before. Well, only a little. I saw the this the dance thing, which comes through from time to time. With you know the one I mean, the dancers put on performances in capital cities. Anyway.
Oh yes, I think they talk about I think 5,000 years of Chinese history, whatever happens in between.
Yeah. So, but I've got a few questions, but I'll just ask one now. The essence seems to be those exercises, and the exercises have a positive influence on the mind and the health and so forth. But when all those people are not doing the exercises, are they a community? Do they get together? Do they enjoy each other's company? Try to do good things for the world?
Oh yeah. I mean, you don't have to do the exercise 24/7. It's your I mean, it's your choice. If you can do it, like personally, I do it early in the morning. So I find if I've done it in the morning, it's like throughout the day, it's your choice. If you want to do extra, it does help. I remember, I think when I came across Dafa, I used to drink a lot of Red Bulls, energy drinks, coffees, a lot of it. And I remember, I think at that time, a friend of mine went to Malaysia just like a holiday, and he came back and he said, Abby, we live pretty hard life over here. Nobody over there drinks these kind of drinks. So that was touchwood. I stopped drinking all these energy drinks. And I remember when I started doing the practice Falun Dafa, like 1 month or might be 2 months, 3 months. I felt there used to be time I used to wake up in the middle of the night, like wide awake, and I didn't know, like I might have slept about midnight or 11 o'clock and slept, and I was up at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and I didn't know because I didn't feel sleepy after that, and I didn't know what was happening. It's only after other people who been practicing long when they shared, it's like. Your energies, slowly you are getting better, or if you have any energy blockages, kind of removing those blockages. So yeah, for me, I think then I realized it might be my body's liking the energy, I mean the exercises I need to do more. So I was doing more. I mean, at that time I had yeah.
So and you meet as a community, and the community supports the individuals?
It is person to person. Because you're living your life as honesty and kindness and tolerance. So I think I personally, wherever I go, I mean, I think by touch wood, I think we live in Australia. I think Australia is a place that everybody is open. Because I personally, because come from India, I was quite strict in my whatever I was doing in the past. And living in India was a challenge, but I think because coming like it's like I think there's a phrase called "do as Romans do." Not exact, I don't know the exact wording, but I think living in Australia, I think touchwood, I think I came across before coming across Rafa also. Touchwood, I think I came across people. They were really kind, and I think no, because I had there was one time I had food poisoning, and coming in Australia, I think they were quite accommodating and helped me like complete stranger, and that was I think we like living in an open society. We don't have like in China, where it's like black and white. I'm not saying the country is bad. It's just I think CCP. They even recently, I think what's happening in a lot of issues. I think they don't. I came across a lot of Chinese people in China. I mean, in Australia, and I was quite surprised. I thought you can practice yoga or all these things, yoga or other like in India there's yoga. But the guy, because he's Chinese, he said that you can practice yoga, but whoever is like the teacher of yoga, they have to have some sort of communication with the CCP. And so they have to be a member. It's not like if the CCP agrees, then only you can practice. That's also in China. I was surprised. And that also recently I knew. I mean, I didn't know that. I thought, because you see every now and then there's some pictures posted like China is practicing giving promotion to yoga and all that thing, but small little things. Sorry, I hope I didn't not talking too much.
I think Jung, if you can, Perry is not there. If Jung can ask a question, please.
Thank you so much, Vasanta. And Epi, your topic is interesting. It's related to Saint June flying dancing performance at the Star City Casino in Sydney that we were very fun of. There are a few things here. First of all, I saw the people exercise everywhere and anytime. So obviously they should have a very good guards around them, just in case the bicycle they run over them. In Sydney, we have parks and we have bicycle run around. So I mean, it's for safety and enlightenment and everything. I mean, all people mostly close their eyes. So they should have police or the guards that go around them, make sure no bicycle or no car flung into them. That one thing. The second thing, that the working hours here, that you're, say, dancing anytime, anywhere, but it depends on the countries and depend on whether it's a public sector or private sector. Because if you work in a public sector, you have to have 8 hours non-stop or 7 hours non-stop, working, no intervention, no exercise, no prayer whatsoever. So therefore, the working hours is different. And if people exercise during the working hours the way that they do, they will disturb the productivity, right? They can't achieve the targets. So they will be sent off and be unemployed. So talk about labor force here. We need a lot of people who do, productivity things. Otherwise, we'll get bankruptcy. Because I saw you have a word of bankruptcy in your, in one of your texts. So that is the thing. And talk about human transplant. I think it's not a good idea. It is, it's very difficult. But you talk about forgive. forgiveness. Most of all, forgiveness always go with forget. People talk about forgiveness a lot, but they remember a lot. They don't forget things. So therefore, if we combine the nouns, can we say they are spiritual enough? You know, like a lot of people say, oh, I want to hear somebody talk for me. I need the voice to be raised. And they said forgiveness for whatever happened to them. But forgive always go with forget. As you say, compassion. But a lot of group of people, they don't forget ever, whatever happened to them. So just one thing to remember. If we say we want spiritual enlightenment.
If I say becoming a doctor, it takes I think 6, just for an example analogy you could say, to become a doctor it takes about 6 to 10 years. I think to gain enlightenment it's a lifetime, and you can't gain in a day. And I think the people who practice, like even myself, there's been times I don't do it in the morning. When I wake up, I might do it. You can hear me, right?
Yes, very well.
Yeah. So I mean, sometimes I have lunch break, and I have like half an hour. So I might, because there's like 5 exercises, exercise 1, 3, and 4, which is 10 minutes each. So when I take a break half an hour, and rather than running for a coffee, I might just do my exercise 1, 3, and 4. And I feel there's been days I missed my exercise, I haven't done it, and I've already drank 3 cups of coffee. And I'm still feeling a bit tired, and I just want to, I want a strong cup. And I don't know, it's like a strange feeling. There was one time I had a lunch break and I had half an hour there was nothing. I was hungry. So I ate something really quickly, gone. And for half an hour, I just did my exercise 1, 3, and 4. And when I was doing number 3 and 4, personally, I felt there was kind of a strange energy. And I felt afterwards like till 11 o'clock, no sleep. And I was quite surprised. But that I've been practicing for a while. So that sometimes happen, like if I missed my morning, and I'll try to find time either in the middle of the day or whenever there's a half an hour break, 40 minutes break, or 15 minutes break, I might do some exercise. I think most of the practitioners, like we call practitioners, Falun Dafa, who practice. So most of the people will do early in the morning, like where I live in Eastwood, they do it in the park by I think 8 o'clock. They're finished. They just go back to work. And some of the senior retired practitioners, they do it in the middle of the day. Sometimes they do it lunchtime because they have time, they can do it. And yeah, and that's one thing. The other thing I would say is regarding, as you say, forgiveness. I think it's like even for me also, as in the YouTube video, I think it's. I mean, we try to apply the laws, being honest, kind, and tolerance. But most of the time, I think it's really easy. We are in sync, and we can, whatever happens to us. But still, because I think we make errors, we are humans. We are not, divine beings. So we make mistakes, and it's like even you fall down, you have to still get up and keep on walking. Like in the university, you fail one exam. It doesn't mean that okay, the life is finished. You still get up, go to the next day, study harder, or on these things. I've come across a lot of inspirational stuff and everything. So yeah, I think we just keep on going forward. If we make mistakes, that's fine. We get up, go to the next block. So I think slowly getting better. But if personally, if I go back 8, 9 years back, I used to get angry. I used to get anxious. um I remember, I think even like this one, been practicing 18 months. somebody asked me, would you like to share your experience on the stage? And I remember, I think before, if I was in the uni, my teacher asked me to do, share thoughts of as the subject. I went on the stage, I just completely blanked out, no thoughts. I stayed there for about 5-10 minutes, went back to the seat, that's it. And then I remember, I think, been practicing for 18 months. Somebody asked me, and another lady said, you're going to be okay. So I remember I was in Parramatta Town Hall, and I picked up the mic, and I was quite surprised. I think the words just came. I think if one's intention is clean, there's no foul or nothing. For me, I think, yeah, I'm just, but yeah, I think it's slowly getting better. So yeah, it's a journey. So we just keep on pushing positivity wherever we can.
And the other thing quickly, I just want to mention with the French sport exercise or physical or mind exercise, the French people, they do a lot of kicking here, and they do it in the morning, like from 5 to 6 o'clock in the morning. And then either they go to uni to study or go to work. So they don't sweat all during the day. And in your practices there, I see standing. You got a standing stand exercise.
Yeah,
So
exercise
it's
too.
quite good. It's quite good. It's like a mountain. You stand like a mountain. But I mean, like the French people, they do a lot of kicking. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, I think exercise too, I think the longer the better. But of course, you will feel the difference. Like for me, I think there was time I did it for an hour. It is not a easy, I mean, because there's like 4 ball, so there's one hand in front of your eyebrows, and then you're resting on your lap. Of course, you're not touching, and then it goes above on the head, and then on behind the ears, and then it's resting. So that's these 4 movements, and those 4 men each you can start like 3 minutes. That's what I didn't start 3 minutes, to be honest. I started only 1 minute each. So 4 minutes. For me, it was a challenge. Only after 9 months, I could do longer. And I do it for half an hour. So it's 7 minutes each. And the more I did it, I find my willpower increased. So it's, I think, willpower related to, if somebody's giving you a hard time, how you take it. You don't take it personal. You don't even think in your mind. You don't think anything negative about that person. So yeah, I think the longer the better. But yeah, I think everybody has different touch wood. I think as an Indian, been doing that for 8-9 years. It's for me, it's a big accomplishment, and hopefully I'll just keep on going forward.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. We'll come back to you, Young, when we have time. Vasanta, and then I have few comments or questions.
Yes, how long does it take for you to master all the exercises? And what is the difference between in India, they practice so many different kind of meditation and energy healing and things like that. What is the difference between that and this? And also, I think what Colin's question, I understood as he I don't know whether Colin can correct me if I'm wrong, whether as a group, all the followers, do you meet and occasionally and have some other activity, or you each individual is on their own, or you as a group, all the followers, you meet together and have some activity or things like that. Is that right, Colin? Was that your question, Colin?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine you finish doing those wonderful exercises and then you don't say hello to the person next to you and you don't see them till next time. Surely you get together for coffee or a chat or thinking about something.
Yes, I think it's, sorry, I didn't understand first. I think it's like person to person. There's been occasions that all the Australian practitioners come together and they do the exercise together. It's kind of a, I think, good opportunity because of the field is good, so you're doing it. And yes, not all of them might, some of them back to work and family. And sometimes I have, sometimes I have commitment also. I run back to my commitments. But there's been opportunity. We friends, because I haven't seen them for a long time. We might go out for a lunch or a dinner. And yes, we do that. Doesn't happen often, but might be 2-3 times a year if they come together, because some of them live far, far away, I think, living in Australia these days. Plus, I think sometimes we do have like a weekly, get together. We read some something from the book sometimes. So that is also there. So I think the field is good. I think it depends on person to person. Because I think in the past, like I used to be a bit shy, like speaking on the stage or that. But now when I go to the groups, I try to speak loudly, because I think I find I'm getting better, so I can do that. So I might be getting more open. And yes, and ma'am, about you, I think your question, I totally forgot. Sorry.
What's the difference between yoga, Reiki?
Yes. Oh, yes. That's a good question.
Yes.
I used to do Reiki in the past. I'd done level 2 or close to level 3. Of course, I think it's your choice. If you're doing it for you, it's good. But if you're doing for another person, like in our book, Master does say, not exact words, Master does say, when you're doing healing of somebody else, you're taking their karma onto you, and there's no way you can remove it. I know that people say that. I have come across a person who used to be a really level 4 healer, and she did, I mean, nothing personal, but she did Reiki of somebody. They didn't have any kids, and she did Reiki of them. They happened to have 2 kids, but she lost her kid. So I don't know, but she said, she's been practicing long and she could remove it, but it's hard to accept. But that is, so I think the teacher says, when you do healing of somebody, you are taking their karma. So I think it is not exact words, but it's better if you do healing, just do it for yourself. And regarding yogas of India and like meditations, personally, like while I was in India, I never came across any kind of meditation, and there are meditations. I do believe, like teacher says, there's about 84,000 cultivation ways. So if that's that many, I mean, Falun Dafa is only one. Other religions are only, I mean, I think less than 20 if you can count, like Baha'i and Christianity. I mean, all those religions is only counting is less than 50. 84,000 is quite a big number. And personally, I think there are ways, to go achieve enlightenment. So I mean, personally, I never came across. I mean, might be if you go to the mountains or, some really deep places, you can come across those. But on the surface in the city, when I think I was searching, I came across meditations. You close your eyes, like small basic meditations. And I did come across about Vipassana also. And I remember, I think the teacher who taught was from I think from Burma. He moved to India, and yeah, I mean, I did before coming across Falun Gong. I came across Vipassana. I did that, and then once I did Falun Dafa, I think, because I could feel the difference. Like 1 month, 2 month. I remember, I think I was doing exercise 3 and 4. I was in the UTS in the uni, and the aircon. It was summertime, and the aircon was really cold. But when I was doing exercise 3 and 4, I could feel hot, really warm energy. I don't know what was happening. I removed my shirt. I was just my undershirt, and because there was a lot of people, I couldn't remove the undershirt. I was like sweating, and it was cold. So that was one thing. The other thing, I think, regarding, I mean, yeah, regarding how long does it takes? For me, personally, it took me about 9 months, a little bit longer than that, because I still couldn't sit on a double lotus position. I used to use a thread to tie my leg so it stays in there rather than slide down. which used to slide down. And personally, it took me 9 months. But I have came across, I think about a year ago, I came across a Sri Lankan guy. He could do it straight away in one day. I think it might be, how your life's been in the last, in the last few years or till the present. If you're a physical person, might be for you, it's really easy, quick. I wasn't a physical person. I'm still not a physical person. But that's why I think it took me 9 months. For some people, it's really quick. So there's a lot of range of things that happen. So for some people, it might be easy. Some people would be a challenge. Yeah.
Thank you. I have a few comments and questions. Thank you for the presentation. I think I put on the chat because Ahmed asked what's the difference between Falun Dafa and Falun Gong. But Falun Dafa means great low, great low. Falun means Dharma wheel. I think it comes from the Buddhist teachings. Dharma wheel is from the Buddhist teaching. And Falun Gong is practicing or cultivation practice. Gong means, that's what's the difference. But they say that for media reports and things like that, they use Falun Gong. But otherwise, normally they use Falun Dafa. Now, in your presentation, there were, I think, in the exercise 1, it says it's a requirement that the energy channels should be opened. But how do you open the energy channels?
I think exercise 1 has got 8 movements. 8 movements. 8 movements. So there's, I think, when you stretch the whole body, it will open up all the energy channels. So I mean, Master has given us only 8 movements, but in realistically, if you're not practicing in that, if you're practicing a different one, might be it's more than 8 movements. So that is the foundation. It takes about 10 minutes. Once you open it, I think when you do exercise 3 and 4, because you're removing the bad energies out of your body and you're putting the good ones in. So yeah, that's.
And the other question is, I think in exercise 5, it says it brings a supernatural power or something like that. Does it say that divine powers or supernatural powers? So do you have any experience or anyone had those experience of having supernatural powers?
I mean, I have personally come across some people, but I think like teacher says, not exact words. You can't show the divine powers. Once you show it, it'll be gone. I remember, a long time ago, I saw even a serial about Buddha, I think. And I think it was the same thing. It was in the serial, I think. This guy, he was doing some meditation and exercise. He got divine powers. And then teacher kind of scolded him. He said that you shouldn't show it to common man, because then they will come just because of those divine powers. Plus I think for me, I personally am not in that, but I think personally I can feel inside the differences, like my mood has got better, my character has got better, and I feel more relaxed, more calmer. I don't get agitated that quickly. In the past, I have bad memories in the past. So I think, and I have, there are people, I'm sure there would be people that I have come across 2 so far. And there's one from India and one in Australia. But they thought that, everybody is, that divine and everything. It's only once he realized that wasn't the case, then he just backed out. So he just does it himself, I think singularly, practices himself. So I think it depends on also over a lot of environments, all of factors, I think, of how our past life has been, how many challenges, or how we take the challenges. We don't take anything personal, we just go with the flow. There are like a lot of people. Yeah.
The other, is it the Fondafa? Is it how will you categorize? Is it as a religious movement or just a moment for doing exercise, meditation?
It's mostly spiritual movement. Like a teacher did say, because it does comes from Buddha school, not Buddhism religion, but it is related to the Buddha school, like as you say, Falun Dafa, the law wheel. So it comes from the Buddha school. It doesn't come from the religion. And teacher does. It's mostly because I personally think because it's meditation exercises and living by the principles of honesty, kindness. But I think people in the present time, I think they have given the name as religion. But yeah, in the past when it started, because I think he said, if people give the name religion, then it makes people happy, I think. So I think it's not religion, but mostly I think religion is like strict. You have to do this, you have to do that. You can't. I mean, like coming from my background, I think you can't. I mean, I wouldn't complain, but I think I remember. I think I used to be quite feared. Like when I was growing up. I remember there was one time there was some festives going on, and I happened to eat meat. I was being told by a priest, you can't eat meat. If you eat meat, you're gonna go to hell. I mean, if you think now, when I think back, even as a religion, any kind of God won't, treat you like. Um, it's like, he's like a father or mother to you as a God. He has got abundant compassion. It's not even like, even I think like a compassion. I know I have experienced some miracles in my life in the last few years since practicing Dafa, and there's no words I can describe. It's like, um, like there was one time that I was traveling to US to see my teacher, and I remember that was my first time going to US. I had no experience going, like complete stranger. I'm normally, as I said, I'm normally close to my family. I don't go out of the way. So going to US by myself in itself was a challenge, but I didn't had any fear. I didn't had any kind of. I was being told by some of the people in my friends that you got to change your flight in LA to go to New York, so you have to grab the luggage out, and you have to ask for the flight from the flight attendant to get an express pass or something. And I did ask them because the connecting flight was only half an hour. Because I personally never had traveled to US, I've got no idea what I was, looking forward to. And once I landed in, I think LA, I was being told you have to grab your luggage out. And by the time I get my luggage out, it's already 1 hour. And by the time I'm running to the customs and everything, and we've been told the customs computers went down. So I'm standing in the line, and I was a little bit anxious. I said, I'm gonna miss my flight. I got no idea where I'm gonna go. Luckily, we boarded the plane, and then the plane was delayed by nearly 3 hours, 90 minutes. The computers went down, and I was really surprised. 3 hours, the plane delayed. So I don't know. I had this feeling that I was even complete strange land. So there was this one was for me a miracle. And when I was coming back from New York to LA, my boarding gate was straight ahead. I don't have to walk half an hour or 1 hour. I came out of New York in the airport. My connection flight was straight ahead. I was surprised. And these small little miracles, for me, it's, I don't know, it's like something is trying to, uh, either the nature is trying to tell me, whatever I'm doing right. I'm not doing it any foul, or yeah, sometimes I do cry. It's just a magic that's really hard to believe that, yeah.
Yes, the other thing that I was Sorry, Colin and Ahmed. As a follower of Baha'i faith, we avoid partisanship or political. But I see a similarity because between Falun Dafa followers and Baha'is in Iran, there's persecution there too. But the idea that that you got to sign the
Petition.
Whatever it says that against the party or whatever it is.
Communist Party, Chinese Communist Party.
Yeah. There I see that it may sound as something it's taking someone towards political inclination. Now the question is, if truthfulness, compassion, and all this, why not we show that to those who are inflicting harm to
I think because I think we're living in Australia, we're living in India. The people who practice over here, they can freely practice. Back in China, the population is quite massive. I think it's close to 1 billion, or a bit over 1 billion, or below 1 billion. Nobody knows the numbers. They can't practice openly. They can't go to the parks. There are people who practice in China, and they do it inside their homes. If they go out, even I came across a Chinese international lady, and she said his friend in China, he was just giving out a flyer to a complete stranger. He got arrested, and nobody knows what's happening. So if like living in Australia, if we can't voice, we can't tell our government that this is happening, we're just taking their money because they have the money, and we're just taking their money. But end of the day, I think if you think it's just a blood money, it's not. It comes with strings attached, and we're just taking. We don't care about. They're still humans. It's not like coming from India. I think I never came across like humanitarian or that stuff, but I think I feel for them in a way. It's a strange that if they get arrested, they will get beaten, they will be killed, organs live arrested, and they will put on to, because I think these are sold really, like if you go to like in Australia, if you have got some liver transplant or something, there's a waiting line of 6 months or a year. I remember, I think in one of the books, Slaughterhouse or something, Ethan Gutman or David, I think they mentioned
the practice of doing these exercises. Should it be done as a group, or can it be done as an individual at home?
Oh yeah, you can do it at home. But I think it's because like we are living in Australia, you can do it in the group also. The group is better, but I think since I've been practicing 8-9 years, you can do it at home. Because in India, I think the lady who lives in Punjab, even myself, Punjab, and I was just doing in home. And if I had the opportunity, used to go to the park early in the morning, and I used to do it in the park. So yeah, I think once you learn it, you can do anywhere.
Why do they have to wear a same color T-shirt with the name on it?
Yeah, I think the name is purely for, because our eyes are closed when we are meditating. So we can't open the eyes and tell, what are we doing? Because personally, I have, sometimes I'm doing in the gym and sometimes in the park. I don't wear the uniform, but I sometimes put a flyer on the ground or somewhere that says Falun Dafa. So I think sometimes it's raining outside, so you can't put the flyers. So that's why I think the jacket has Falun Dafa, and it's mostly truthfulness and compassion and forbearance. I think because right now we're living in the age that I think most of the people are going the other side, and we just want to make people aware that we need to be on the righteous path. At least try to be honest, kind, and tolerant. If you're not going to practice Falun Dafa, that's okay. But be in your life daily. So I think yellow color, I think Master chose it just, I think he thought that's a good color. And he chose for that reason. There's nothing particular other reasons.
Thank you. And Colin and Ahmed, and then the last one, Yom.
Yeah, thank you for that. I just want to ask about Master Li Hongzhi, and he's still alive, and he founded the movement. Can you tell me just a little bit about him? Was he inspired, or how did he come up with the teachings, and is he regarded as an inspirational leader?
They're really good questions. I don't know too much, but I think he's based in US, and I think he learned it from. He didn't learn this one. He just changed a little bit so that the common people can do it, and it's the easiest one. He learned, I think, from my memory. I think his was a bit harder, and he learned from word of mouth, like the teachers. He learned from. I'm not 100% also sure on that, but I've read somewhere. So I think that's all I can say about him. I don't.
Like if someone wanted to modify one of the exercises because it worked better, would he be okay with that? Or is he?
I mean, he doesn't mind, but I think you might not get the same benefit, like the energies might not come. And it doesn't has to be 100% accurate, but when you're doing some movements, I personally have like sometimes I'm doing exercise 3, that's a rotating when I rest after 9 movements. I used to touch my clothing, and somebody asked in one of the, and Master said that's okay, it's not a big deal. But you can't change the movement, then I think the effect won't be there. So yeah, I think that's.
Thank
No problems.
Thank you.
Yeah, I tried actually during these conversations, tried to do the sitting posture, and it's so difficult. So as you said, 9 months took you 9 months. Probably would take same time for me to learn it. But my question is this: if you are doing these postures and closing your eyes, are you trying to free your mind, or are you concentrating, meditating on a single topic of thought? Which one is the right one?
You're thinking about nothing. Your breathing is normal.
So you try to free your mind completely of thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, not really, but you don't think about anything. So like in the past, when I started, there used to be millions of thought. In recent times, the thoughts gone really zero, close to nothing. But yeah, it's moments. I think it depends also in our daily life, how we react, how the challenges we face. If we react a lot, and then I think when you're meditating, and yeah, I think it's I think everybody might be different. For me, I think if I react a lot more, and when I'm sitting in meditation, those thoughts will come up. So I think a teacher says try to do it without intention, if you're angry, if you're frustrated, try not to do it. Because at that time your energies are different. So I think try to do it either early in the morning or late at night. You can do it anytime. There's no diet that you have to eat certain food. It's nothing to do with the sun, where the sun is or which direction. It's nothing like that. You can do anytime. And yeah, there's nothing breathing about also. Yeah, you can breathe as normal.
Yeah. The other thing is that the movement started increasing in numbers rapidly, and I can understand, coming from a Persian background and seeing persecutions of Baha'is in Iran, the authorities fear of that this organization will cause something or produces chaos or something like that. So there's a similarity there. I think the background is fear. The authorities feared the organization. And then That's why they persecuted. But do the Chinese now obviously do it at home personally rather than in groups?
In China, yes, for their
Yeah.
safety, they do it mostly at home. And they can't even trust anybody. They can't tell, they are doing it, because I think in China there's a reward if you get people that they're practicing DAFA. They get, I think, $5,000 Chinese currency. I don't know if it's still there, but in the past used to be 5,000. I was really surprised that just to make money. But yeah, in Australia there's nothing like that. Sorry, I missed the first question.
Is it picking up in outside world?
Oh yeah, I mean, I came I saw this because I think 8-9 years back in Newtown. I think when I got it, I think I got from Chinese guy, and then went to India, and I came across a lot of Indians who do it in India also. So I mean, from 92 to 99, like in 7 years span, there was like 70 to 100 million in China Chinese people. And practicing DAFA, like as you see it in the pictures, there's like, I never knew these pictures, but yeah, I think an Indian guy who made this slides. And I mean, I think the fear might be just because the numbers are growing in 7 years. I don't think the party numbers have grown in 7 years, 65 million. So I think at that time, I think the person who was in charge, he feared that, this person might take his power, but I don't think. I mean, he didn't. He just came out to tell people we can still live, just doing exercises and being honest, kind, and tolerant. We can still live peacefully. But at that time, I think the guy was jealous because of the numbers. So yeah, he banned it, and he banned it pretty badly.
I think the rapid acceptance of these things is a indication that there is a need for spirituality in our modern time, and the Chinese lacked it for so long because of communism, and they picked it up so fast, and the rapid amount of people accepting it is an indication for that.
Yeah, in China, definitely they need, because I think in 7 years, 100 million. Another,
Yeah.
I think 7-10 years might have gone over 200 or 300. But I think because of the cultural revolution, the government doesn't want people to practice their own. They want to control it in a way, people.
Control
And
it.
most of the Chinese, if you come across, if they fear, I think they're like black and white. They will say yes to the government, and they will say no to outside people. I personally didn't. I have come across a lot of people, and slowly, I think when they see a lot of things like COVID happened and other things happened, they are opening up. The Chinese people, even in China or even in Australia, they're starting opening up that if we go with the government, we might not get to see. But yeah, I think it's person to person.
It will change.
Yeah, hopefully it will change, and for the better, because I think we're living in really good times. But of course, it's challenging times too.
Well, hopefully around the world, the changes has to take place. The transformation inside every individual has to change, like these qualities of truthfulness, compassion, and forbearance, and the like. So when that transformation takes place, they also try to do something good in the society, whereby things will change. Thank you very much. And last but very brief, Young.
Thank you so much. I was just going to give you question and answer at the same time because we run out of time.
Sorry about that. I took a bit extra time.
One of the sentence that you quoted. What do we come here for? Question mark. You say, what do we come here for? You're not writing it, but I read in one of the paragraphs that you show us. So what I'm saying, why we ask a question when we stress about truthfulness, compassion, and forbearance? Why we have to say, what do we come here for? Because there's a trouble here. And because people come here for mission. Just like you have a job, one of the first things you have to do to have to learn about mission and vision. First, vision go first. Second, mission. So that's one thing. And then we, like talk about religion, we need to have virtues, like honesty and everything. Like if you look after database, you have to be honest. That's one thing. So therefore, the answer for that question is so easy. And if you want to know what do we come here for, then you can ask your people to join us, and Mr. Siva will help you a lot here.
Thank you.
And the second, the other one, the meditation lotus sitting.
Double lotus.
Yeah, and then you said about supernatural powers. With the lotus sitting, is a high advanced sort of Buddha sitting. Even if you say that in that sort of status standing, people can open all the energy channel. But one thing they have to remember, even they close their eyes, but they have to safeguard their mouth. Because when you open energy channel, there will be evil or alien forces to come into your body. I mean, to anybody's body, if they not safeguard their tongue and their mouth.
Yeah, they have to touch their tongue to the top palate.
Yeah, just like, Buddha teaching, that's what we read. I mean,
I think when
reading.
when we do
reading.
Yeah, when we do all the 5 exercises, our teacher does ask, we have to touch our tongue to the top palate. So that kind of makes a circuit.
Just like
body becomes a circuit.
Just like when you study linguistics. If you study English literature, there will be a classroom about linguistics where you have to move your tongue around your mouth so you can pronounce the correct sound.
Oh.
If you're a foreigner, foreigner, right?
Oh, of course, I'm a foreigner.
Yes, so tip of the tongue would help you to produce
different sounds.
Pronunciation, it will help.
But
that's sort of similar things happening when you guarding your soul, so the alien or evil won't go through it.
That's a good point.
In the Tamil language, there is one letter that when you are saying that letter, you have to put your tongue on the top of the palate. And this in the name of the language itself, Tamil. So when you say Tamil, you have to put the tongue top of the palate. So
Thanks for that. Really appreciate it. I think that's.
I don't think any other languages have it.
And that's all for me. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for that.
Thank
That's
you
really
so much.
Okay,
yeah.
thank you. God bless you, Abhi. You can join us and whenever you are free. And
sure.
Maybe we can learn on our own on the video and see whether it has some good effect on us.
You will feel, I think, the energy. So I think, but of course, I will definitely say, try when you're doing it, try not to have any intention. If you have the intention, I think something inside that sees, then that, So just go it without any intention. Yeah.
Thank you.
I was doing the double lotus pose when I was small.
Yeah, for me, it took me 9 months.
Now I can't even bend my knee.
Yeah, just do it only one posture, one leg up. It took me 9 months. So I think for some people it's really easy, but some people like me, it will take a while.
Yes. Okay then. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Ave Maria.
Thank you.